The boy with the ball. He was a very small boy. Quiet. Shy. Not very strong. His name was Lionel Messi, but most people just called him Leo. He lived in a small house in Rosario, Argentina. His family was not rich. His father worked in a factory. His mother cleaned houses. They had enough to eat, but not much more. Life was simple. Leo loved one thing more than anything else: football. He loved it so much that he took his ball everywhere. He played in the street. He played at school. He even kicked it in the kitchen when his mom wasn't looking. He was happiest when he had a ball at his feet. For Leo, football was not just a game. It was like magic. But Leo had a problem. His body was not growing. Other kids got taller and stronger, but Leo stayed small. Doctors said he had a health problem. He needed special medicine to grow. The medicine was very expensive. His family could not pay for it. His parents were sad. Leo did not cry. He just looked at his ball. He kept playing. People laughed at him. "He's too small," they said. "He will never be a football player." Coaches didn't want him. Some boys didn't pass the ball to him. But Leo didn't stop. Every day after school, he practiced. He kicked the ball again and again. He ran. He trained. He watched games on TV and learned new moves. He loved to learn. He didn't need a big field. A small space was enough. Just Leo and his ball. He didn't talk much, but the ball understood him. When he played, he forgot everything else. He forgot the pain. He forgot the doctors. He forgot the people who laughed. It was just him, the ball, and the dream inside his heart. That dream was strong. Even if his legs were small, his dream was big. His family saw his heart. They believed in him. His father helped him train. His mother washed his dirty football clothes. His brothers cheered for him. They gave him love, and Leo gave the world something more: hope. Leo's first team was very small. They didn't have money for real jerseys. But Leo didn't care. When he ran with the ball, it was like he was flying. Everyone stopped and watched. Even the people who once laughed now clapped. They said, "This boy is different." Still, his body was weak. His legs were thin. But inside, his spirit was like fire. One day, a coach came to see him play. The coach watched quietly. Leo didn't see him. He just played, like always, with heart, with speed, with love. After the game, the coach said something that would change Leo's life forever: "This boy has something special." That moment was the start of a long road. The road would have mountains and storms. But Leo would keep walking. Or running. Or dribbling. Because the boy who was once sick, small, and quiet, was about to show the world what true greatness looks like. Chapter 1: Too Small to Matter. When Lionel Messi was a little boy, he heard the same words again and again: "You are too small." He was shorter than the other boys. His legs were thin. His arms looked weak. He did not grow like normal children. His mother worried. His father worried. Even Messi started to wonder, "Will I always be this small?" One day, they went to the doctor. The doctor looked at Messi. He checked his body. He spoke softly. Then he gave the family bad news. "Your son has a growth problem," the doctor said. "He needs special medicine to grow." The medicine was expensive. It cost more than the family made in a whole month. The parents looked at each other. They did not speak. But in their hearts, they knew one thing: they must try to help their son. Messi heard the news. He did not cry. He did not complain. He just held his football closer. He walked outside. He started kicking the ball again. When he played football, he didn't feel small. He didn't feel sick. He just felt happy. At school, the other boys ran faster. They kicked harder. They were taller. Coaches said, "He's good, but he's too small." Some people told him, "You should stop playing football. Do something else." But Messi didn't stop. He came to every practice. He showed up early. He left late. He worked harder than the bigger boys. He didn't talk much. But his feet spoke. When he touched the ball, magic happened. He didn't have the biggest legs. But he had the biggest heart. One coach said, "This boy is not strong enough." Another said, "He will never play professional football." But there was one thing the coaches didn't see: Messi's fire. It was deep inside. It was quiet, but powerful. It told him, "Keep going." Every night, Messi took his medicine. It hurt. The needle was long. Sometimes, he cried. But he never said, "I give up." After the medicine, he picked up his ball and practiced again. His room was small, but it was big enough for dreams. He didn't wait for someone to believe in him. He believed in himself first. One day, during a game, Messi got the ball near the middle of the field. He was smaller than everyone around him. But he ran. 1, 2, 3 players, he passed them all. Then he kicked. The ball flew into the goal. The crowd clapped. A scout watched from the sidelines. He wrote something in his notebook. Messi didn't notice. He just smiled and walked back to his place. He wasn't playing to be famous. He was playing because he loved the game. That game didn't change the world. But it started to change his world. When others said, "You can't," Messi said, "Watch me." When they said, "You're too small," he showed them big dreams don't need big bodies, they need big hearts. Chapter 2: A Shot of Hope. Lionel Messi loved football. He loved the ball more than anything. But every week, he needed a painful shot to help him grow. His medicine cost too much. His family worked hard, but they didn't have enough money. His mother cleaned houses. His father worked at a factory. But still, it wasn't enough. Messi needed help. Some people told the family to give up. "He's just a small boy," they said. "He will never be a football star." But his parents did not stop believing. They saw his love. They saw his heart. They believed in his dream, even when it was hard. One day, they heard that a football club in Spain was looking for young players. The club was called Barcelona. It was one of the biggest clubs in the world. They played beautiful football. They won many trophies. But more than that, they believed in talent, not size. Messi's father made a big choice. He and little Lionel would go to Spain. They had no money for hotels or comfort. Just a dream and a small suitcase. They flew across the ocean. A new country. A new language. A new chance. When Messi arrived in Barcelona, he was quiet. He didn't speak Spanish well. He didn't know anyone. But then he touched the ball. The coaches watched. He was small. But when he ran, he flew. When he dribbled, the ball danced. Left. Right. Stop. Go. The coach's eyes grew wide. One man said, "He is special." Another said, "He plays like a dream." But Messi still needed help. He still needed medicine. His father sat with the Barcelona staff. He said, "We can't pay for his treatment. But please, give him a chance." It was a big ask. The club had never done that before. And then, something magical happened. A man at the club looked at Messi. He looked at the small boy with big eyes. He said, "Yes." The club would not only train him, they would help pay for his treatment too. That was the moment that changed Messi's life. Messi got his medicine. He joined the youth academy. He trained every day. His body started to grow. Slowly. Carefully. But his spirit grew faster. Now he had a team. He had coaches. He had hope. He missed his mother. He missed Argentina. Sometimes, he cried. But every time he touched the ball, he felt okay again. The field became his home. The ball became his best friend. One night, he wrote in his little notebook, "Barcelona gave me a chance. I will give them my heart." And he did. He worked harder than ever before. He stayed late after practice. He helped clean the field. He thanked everyone. He smiled more. He laughed a little. Messi didn't become a star overnight. It took years. It took pain. It took long days and longer nights. But Barcelona gave him a shot, and Messi turned that shot into a future. Chapter 3: The Lonely Dream. Lionel Messi was only 13 years old when he left Argentina. He moved to Spain with his father. It was a big city. It was a new world. The streets were busy. The buildings were tall. The people spoke fast. Messi did not understand them. He felt small again. At home in Argentina, he had friends. He knew every corner of his neighborhood. He played football in the streets. Everyone knew Leo. But in Spain, no one knew him. He was just a quiet boy from another country. At school, it was hard. The other kids laughed and talked. Messi stayed silent. He didn't know the words. He didn't know the jokes. He ate lunch alone. He missed his mother. He missed his brothers. Sometimes, he cried at night. But Messi had one thing: football. Football was his voice. Football was his friend. When he kicked the ball, he felt strong. When he ran, he felt free. On the field, he didn't need words. His feet did the talking. Every kick was a sentence. Every goal was a story. The coaches at Barcelona started to notice him more. They saw how hard he worked. He didn't laugh much. He didn't smile much. But he stayed after practice. He kept training. Day after day. Night after night. Sometimes, he would train alone, just him and the ball. He would pass against the wall. He would run in circles. He would shoot again and again. It was cold. It was quiet. But Messi didn't stop. He was dreaming, even if he was lonely. His father was still with him, but work was hard to find. Money was tight. Some nights, they ate very little. Messi never complained. He didn't ask for toys. He didn't ask for clothes. All he wanted was football. That was his dream. He told himself every day. One day, people will know me. One day, I will play at Camp Nou. I will wear the Barcelona shirt. I will make my family proud. That dream kept him alive. One night, after practice, he sat on the bench. The sky was dark. The field lights were still on. He looked at the stars. He whispered, "I miss home, but I will stay." That was the night Messi made a promise to himself. No matter how lonely I feel, I will never give up. I came here for a reason. And that reason was not just to play football. It was to grow. To learn. To fight. To turn his lonely dream into a beautiful story. Chapter 4: The Rise of Silence. Lionel Messi was always quiet. He didn't like to talk a lot. He didn't shout. He didn't joke. He didn't ask for attention. But every time he stepped onto the football field, something changed. He became loud with his feet. At school, he was still the small boy who said little. But at training, people started to look at him differently. The coaches noticed his control. His passes. His shots. He didn't smile often, but when the ball was near, his eyes lit up. Other kids were taller. Stronger. Louder. They cheered when they scored. They celebrated loudly. But Messi didn't need to celebrate. He just picked up the ball and scored again. And again. And again. His silence became his power. He listened carefully. He watched closely. He didn't waste time. While others talked, Messi trained. While others rested, Messi stayed behind. He would run more. Shoot more. He did not want to be famous. He just wanted to play better. One coach said, "This boy. He says nothing, but the ball listens to him." Messi didn't answer. He just smiled. Soon, his name started to grow. Other players asked, "Who is that quiet kid?" The answer came on the field. When Messi had the ball, defenders froze. He was fast, but not just with his feet, with his mind. He saw things before they happened. Step by step, he rose. There was no big moment. No loud day. It was quiet, steady work. One goal. One pass. One step. Messi was rising like the sun, slowly, silently, and with great power. But even as he grew, he stayed humble. He didn't act like a star. He cleaned his boots. He helped his teammates. He said thank you to the staff. He didn't change who he was. He just got better every single day. People began to tell stories. That boy, he is special. That number 10, he never talks, but he wins every match. And soon, Messi was no longer the boy no one noticed. He became the player no one could stop. Not with words. Not with fear. Not with sighs. His silence was stronger than any cheer. Chapter 5: The Weight of a Nation. In Barcelona, Lionel Messi was a king. He won trophies every year. He scored amazing goals. He made the fans scream with joy. The world called him the best player ever. In Spain, he was loved. He was a star. But in Argentina, things were not so easy. Argentina was his home. He was born there. He grew up there. But many people in Argentina were not happy. They said, "Messi is great for Barcelona, but not for us." Some said he didn't sing the national anthem. Others said he was not like Diego Maradona. Maradona was loud, crazy, a fighter. But Messi was quiet, shy, calm. The pressure was heavy. When Messi played for Argentina, millions of people watched. They hoped. They prayed. "Win for us, Messi," they said. "Bring the cup home." But sometimes, football is hard. Sometimes, even the best lose. Messi lost many times with Argentina. He played in the World Cup. He played in the Copa America. 3 finals. 3 big chances to win. But every time, they lost. Messi cried. He looked down. He walked away. The fans were angry. The media shouted. Some said, he is not a real Argentinian. Those words hurt him. After the last loss, Messi made a big decision. He said, "I will stop playing for Argentina." The whole country was shocked. The boy who gave everything, who ran, fought, and cried, was leaving. Some people were sad. Some were angry. But most were quiet. Then, something beautiful happened. Children made drawings. Fans made videos. Old people, young people, mothers, fathers, they all had one message: please come back, Messi. We are sorry. We need you. Messi saw the love. He felt it. And slowly, the pain in his heart started to heal. He came back. Not to prove anything. Not to fight the hate. But to try again with love. This time, the people stood with him. Win or lose, they would cheer. Because Messi was not just a player. He was one of them. And then, something amazing happened. Messi led Argentina again. He played with fire. With joy. With love. And finally, in 2021, after years of pain and pressure, he lifted a trophy, the Copa America. Tears fell from his eyes. But this time, they were happy tears. The crowd chanted his name. His teammates lifted him up. The boy from Rosario had become the heart of Argentina. Not just because he won, but because he never gave up. Chapter 6, Falling Again. Lionel Messi had given his heart to Argentina. He ran. He passed. He scored. He played with love. But it was never enough. 3 times, he reached the final, and 3 times, he lost. First, the World Cup in 2014. It was a dream. The biggest stage. The whole world watched. Messi played like a champion. He scored great goals. He led Argentina to the final. But in the last match, they lost to Germany. 1 goal. Just 1 goal. Messi stood on the field, alone. The golden light of the trophy was close, but not his. Then came the Copa America in 2015. Another final. Another chance. Again, Argentina played well. Again, it came down to one moment. Penalty kicks. Nerves. Silence. And again, they lost. Messi looked broken. But he didn't give up. He came back. Then, 2016. Copa America again. Same final. Same rival. Chile. This time, Messi missed his penalty. The ball went high into the sky. Like his heart, lost in the clouds. Chile won. Messi cried. Not like a player, but like a boy. He sat alone on the bench. Head down. Shoulders shaking. The whole stadium saw him cry. And then, he said, "I'm done." Messi announced that he would retire from the national team. "I tried," he said. "It's not for me." Argentina was in shock. Many fans cried. The news spread around the world. Messi quits. The end of a dream. But deep inside, something still lived. A small voice. A whisper. A tiny spark in the dark, one more try. His family spoke to him. His teammates. Children in Argentina sent him letters. "Please don't go. We believe in you." One boy even said, "Without you, we have no light." And slowly, Messi began to hope again. He remembered why he started. He didn't play for trophies. He played for love. He didn't play to be a hero. He played because football was in his heart. So he came back, not as a perfect player, but as a fighter. He said, "This time, I will not play for the world. I will play for those who never gave up on me." And that changed everything. He trained harder. He smiled more. He played with freedom. He still remembered the pain, but now, he used it as fuel. Every fall had made him stronger. Every loss had taught him something new. Now, he was not just a footballer. He was a symbol. A symbol of never giving up. Chapter 7: The World Finally Claps. In 2022, the world stood still. The stadium was full. The air was loud with songs, drums, and dreams. People wore blue and white. They waved flags. They prayed. Some cried even before the match began. Why? Because this was not just a game. This was a final, Messi's last World Cup. Lionel Messi was now 35 years old. He had played more than 1,000 games. He had won many trophies. But one thing was missing, the biggest prize of all, the World Cup. The trophy every child dreams about. The trophy Messi had almost touched in 2014. Now, in Qatar, he had one last chance. Argentina played with fire. Messi played with joy. In every pass, every touch, every shot, you could feel his heart. He scored. He ran. He led. And then, France came back. The match was wild. 1-0, then 2-0. Then 2-2. Then 3-2. Then 3-3. The game went to penalty kicks. The world held its breath. Messi walked to the ball. The stadium went quiet. He closed his eyes. Then, he scored. Calm. Cool. Beautiful. One by one, the players kicked. Argentina scored. France missed. And then, it was over. Argentina won the World Cup. Messi fell to his knees. He cried, but these were not tears of pain. These were tears of peace. Tears of joy. Tears of a boy from Rosario who had once been too small, too weak, too quiet. Now, the whole world clapped for him. He hugged his family. He hugged his teammates. He held the golden trophy with both hands. And he smiled, the biggest smile we had ever seen. It was not just a smile for football. It was a smile for every dreamer. For every child who had ever been told you can't. For every person who had ever failed, but tried again. Messi walked across the field. Fans chanted his name. People from every country cheered. Even rivals. Even those who once doubted him. Because in that moment, Messi was not just Argentina's hero, he was the world's. This wasn't just a win. It was a gift. A story of hope, of never giving up, of believing even when it hurts. Messi's journey had many falls. Many tears. But this moment showed, if you keep going, one day, the world will clap for you too. And that is the power of heart. Chapter 8, The Quiet King. Lionel Messi was never loud. He didn't shout in interviews. He didn't argue on the field. He didn't need drama or big words. Messi's power was not in noise, it was in his quiet heart. He showed the world that you don't have to be loud to be strong. While many stars wanted the spotlight, Messi let the ball shine. He spoke through his feet. Through his passes. Through his movement. He didn't point fingers when things went wrong. He didn't dance for the cameras when things went right. He just smiled and kept playing. In every match, he gave his best. Not for fame. Not for money. But for love of football, love of his family, love of his country. He trained hard. He stayed humble. Even after winning everything, he still ran like it was his first game. He still said thank you to the ball boys. He still hugged his teammates. He never acted like a king, but the world saw him as one. Not a king with a crown. Not a king on a throne. But a quiet king. With kind eyes, soft words, and a golden heart. Young players copied his moves. But more than that, they learned from his attitude. Be kind. Be focused. Be brave without being rude. That's what Messi taught us. He became the best in the world, not just for his goals, but for his grace. He didn't fight for attention, attention came to him. He didn't demand respect, respect followed him. He didn't raise his voice, yet his story spoke louder than anyone's. People in every country, from every background, admired him. Not just because he could score goals, but because he was good. Simple. Honest. Gentle. In a world full of noise, Messi showed us the beauty of silence. He proved that you don't need to be loud to be a leader. You don't need to be rich to give hope. You don't need to be perfect to be great. All you need is heart. Quiet, strong, and true. That's why he became a legend, not just on the pitch, but in life. Chapter 9, The Legacy of Humility. Lionel Messi did more than play football. He changed football. He did not use big words. He did not wear a golden crown. He did not need to shout, "I am the best." Instead, he showed it with his actions, not his mouth. From a small boy in Rosario to the top of the world, Messi walked a path full of pain, dreams, and heart. He scored many goals. He won many trophies. But what people remember most is how he did it, with grace, respect, and humility. Humility means being kind when you are strong. Being quiet when you win. Being thankful even when the world claps for you. Messi never acted like a king. But he played like one. He never pushed others down. He lifted them up. He never made football about himself. He made it about the team, the fans, the joy. When young players look at Messi, they see more than talent. They see a teacher. A role model. A reason to believe. He taught us. You can be small and still be great. You can be soft and still be powerful. You can be quiet and still be heard by the world. Messi's story is not just about winning a World Cup. It's about winning hearts. He did not let fame change him. He stayed loyal to his family. He stayed close to his roots. He gave back to the people. In every handshake, in every hug, in every word, you saw the real Messi. Honest. Humble. Human. His legacy is not only written in goals. It is written in millions of lives he touched. Children now play with dreams in their hearts. Adults feel hope again. Countries cheer not just for the team, but for the man who made them believe again. Messi showed us something beautiful. Even the smallest person can change the world. Not by being loud. Not by being rich. But by being true. And that is his gift to all of us. A quiet kind of greatness. A lasting light. A legacy of humility that will live forever. Your ball, your story. You don't need to be Messi. You don't need to be famous. You don't need to be rich or perfect. You just need to start with one small step. Messi's story began with a ball. A small boy. A big dream. And many problems. But he never stopped. He kept kicking. He kept trying. He kept believing. Now, it's your turn. Maybe your goal is not football. Maybe your dream is to learn English. To sing. To paint. To teach. To help people. Whatever it is, your dream is real. It is important. And it begins with you. You don't need to be strong. You just need to show up. You don't need to be fast. You just need to keep going. You don't need a big start. You need a small one today. One day, you will look back. You will remember the hard days. The tired days. The lonely days. And you will smile. Because you didn't quit. You wrote your story just like Messi did. So pick up your ball. Take your first step. And say to yourself, this is my time. This is my dream. This is my story. Because greatness is not about how big you are. It's about how big your heart is. So dream. Work. Fall. Get up. And believe. Your ball. Your feet. Your story. The world is waiting.